collect data about your behavior or about your team's behavior.
Ah.
Secondly, you need a way to analyze this behavior. Third, you need a way to interpret your behavior.
Okay.
So as an individual, data collection is very easy. Your mother has told you, why are you always slow to get up? Your husband has told you, but how can you forget the meeting of the kids?
Yeah.
So you already have the data of your behavioral points.
Wow.
Or if you want to just be fancy, go and take a personality test for free, and just see what it is. How do you then analyze that behavior? Now look at what you are meant to achieve and where you are.
Okay.
I'm meant to be a very successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Can I achieve it?
Hi everyone, welcome back to Brendmo Business Hub channel. Today in the studio, I'm joined by Shailendra Senzere. Welcome to Brendmo Business Hub, Shailendra.
Thank you, Mollen. Thank you. It's always a pleasure being here.
Thank you. Actually, Shailendra is not our first time visitor into the studio. She has been always gracing us. So as a way of introducing Shailendra, Shailendra is the managing director of Promote Balance, a corporate behavioral consultants company.
Yes, that's right.
In that it's pegged.
Yeah.
Corporate behavioral consultants. Tell us more about
that. Thank you, Mollen. And your viewers would know last time we came, we're focusing on wellness.
Yes.
And the corporate behavior is a broader name to name all the things that we do at Promote Balance.
Yes.
Excuse me. So with corporate, you can imagine it's two things we're talking about. It's corporate as in the structure of a corporate business, as in, those corporate governance structures. But it's also corporate in the combined behaviors that we have as individuals.
Yeah.
What I mean by this is when we talk corporate behavior, yes, we're talking about the outlook of the corporate governance and the structure of the business.
Yes.
But more importantly, how do our small micro behaviors add into the corporate behavior of who, let's say, Brendmo becomes?
Yeah.
So when we say corporate behavior, that's basically what we mean.
Wow. Interesting. It made me to actually think, the most important assets in the business is its employees.
Absolutely.
How then, Shailendra, is, for example, taking into Brendmo, how then, as a company, do we understand and know the projected behavior that is coming to join us?
Yes. No, projected behavior starts really, Mollen, when you started the business. You looked at...
not when I'm joining, when I'm employing.
Not when you're employing. It started with you as a single person. You thought about what skills do I have?
Yeah.
So that is obvious. You thought I've got accounting skills.
Yes.
But just giving viewers prescripts of things you've spoken to me about, you also realized you're a good teacher.
Yeah.
So that's a behavior that you used to start your Brendmo Business Hub, for instance.
Emphasizing on
learning and unless we hold onto the behaviors we have, we cannot succeed at running a business that is as successful as what you're running right now.
Yeah.
So that starts with the business owner to say, okay, I may have a skill at singing.
Yeah.
But do I want to pursue a business at singing?
Yeah. Okay,
yes, I do. But can I sell my music?
Yeah.
That's now I know my first hire is going to be a salesperson because I'm just great at singing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to sell. So that's the behavior you've already noted as a business owner to say, what first employee do I hire to complement what we have?
Okay.
And then as businesses evolve, we hire 10 people at a time, 5 people at a time. And that's where we need to be able to predict behaviors through behavior forecasting techniques.
Interesting. Yeah. Behavioral forecasting. I thought always forecasting is in finance, forecasting projects. I think you have heard me talking more about budgeting, forecasting. So now you're talking about behavioral forecasting.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. So, Mollen, you would know that the 21st century has brought AI a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to say, but financial forecasting has become very easy with machine learning. So now what we need is the people that drive the financial forecasting, which is the behavioral forecasting.
Okay.
So this is us looking at potential employees through psychometric testing.
Okay.
Current employees through performance management systems like the one that Brendmo already is running out.
Yeah.
Employee surveys.
Yeah.
And even data from employee assistance programs.
Okay.
All those things contribute to us forecasting or predicting the behavior that an employee will demonstrate or will exhibit in our business.
Okay. So you are saying that it's core and very important, and you need to be intentional about knowing that, knowing the behavioral that is possibly going to be projected in the organization.
No, it's very important. So if I want to take it back to all the financial forecasting that you've done, you probably look, let's say, at increasing revenue.
Yeah.
But the person that will help to increase revenue, what sort of person do we need for that?
Yeah.
So what we do at Promote Balance when it comes to psychometric testing is we ask, okay, you want to increase revenue, so you're going to hire maybe a CEO.
Yeah.
And then you also want a strong sales teams.
Yes.
So we look at the profile of the person you're going to hire. We look at what they're expected to achieve. Then our industrial psychologists put together a battery of tests that tells to say, okay, a successful CEO must be great at communication.
Yeah.
They must be able to take perspective.
Yeah.
They must be goal-directed, goal-driven, you know. So then we put a battery of tests that then tests all these 5 candidates you have to say which one is likely to actually meet this behavior that's required by the financial goals.
These are the psychometric.
That's psychometrics. Basically that's psychometrics. It's a method of gathering personality of a person and cognitive aptitude.
Okay. Can you please explain that in a layman's?
Yes, of course.
Cognitive aptitude.
Yes. I think your viewers would definitely understand that when you go to a job interview, they will never ask you to say, how do you calculate financials? They'll probably do that at an entry level,
yes.
a job. But at the top level, they'll say, how do you deal with conflict?
Yes.
So those are 2 questions that pinpoint 2 different aspects of psychometrics.
Okay.
Firstly, the cognitive aptitude is your ability to think, to reason, to solve problems, you know, your attention to detail, all those hard skills that are ingrained in businesses. And then the personality side of the psychometrics measures your ability to gel within a team, your ability to maintain a focus, to train other people or to be teachable. So psychometrics are basically tools that we use based on standardized tests that have been created to test all these things and say who is most likely to do this.
You know, as you are saying, as you are actually explaining, I'm thinking, how much are the business investing in knowing who is forming part of that team? That's huge there. Because all the people that I talk to, Shailendra, the most, you can have a problem of looking for work, sales, but the most technical or complex issue is around workforce.
Yes.
You know, which is very, very, very important. Yeah. If an organization goes through what you just explained, I think it will phase away a lot of the problems.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why you see, Mollen, with the team building programs we do, we sneak it in. Even when employers haven't asked to say, do a behavioral forecasting. We will still run a personality test and add value. So I will tell you, most employers struggle to invest before they have the problem.
Yes.
So most people that buy this product from us have been in business for at least 5 years.
Yes.
Plus, because they've seen that, we've got a great product, we've got great processes, but the people factor is lacking. So after 5 years, they start saying, what can we do?
Can you come to training?
Come and train us, yes. And then after we come to trainings, Mollen, that's when we see, no, this is not a training issue only. How do you even select the people that come into business?
Wow.
And it feels like it's an expensive thing. And yes, it can be expensive. Because we have experts, like I mentioned, we've got behavioral scientists, we've got industrial psychologists. that actually put together these tests.
Yes.
But that's a once-off investment
Yes.
that you'll do in forever in your organization.
Wow.
And what we then do is from there, let's say you hire Alex. Alex comes into the business.
Yeah.
Then Alex is hired because he scores highest, but he still is not 100% there.
Yes.
So our psychometrics are able to tell you that Alex is likely to struggle with independent leading of teams.
Okay.
He's likely to struggle with feeling for people too much instead of being objective.
Yes.
And maybe Alex is likely to struggle with losing was the zeal when things don't go right.
Yeah.
So when we tell you that, we will then, with our teams, give you training that is targeted to Alex to improve those 3 areas that we picked up.
Wow.
And then you won't have problems. So it's a great investment, and I think your viewers would agree.
So I think you have pretty much also maybe touched on that. Maybe if you want to re-emphasize on that, to say these personality types, when you're looking at the behavior, how they impact the performance. Because I'm a fan of performance. Yes. So these have a way of impacting the job performance of the person.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because job performance, like I highlighted a bit earlier, has 2 components, the technical hard skills part, and then it's got the soft skills part. So these tests help us to predict the soft skills falls. And if I can ask you, Mollen, I'm sure from your teams or team that you lead, you understand that they may all be great accountants, CAs and all that, but one does better than the other.
Yes.
And that's where the personality comes. The way you're laughing, I'm sure you have examples.
Examples. I can't explain this. My team is watching as well. Yes, but you are very right. You are very right that personality plays a greater role. Although all of you know you have studied the same thing.
Yes. Even business leaders, entrepreneurs, you all went to college, but this one's business is doing better than, it's those things, it's the personalities. And I wanted to say that, Mollen, personalities are basically based on the same traits. I would say 4 or 5 core traits. Either someone is conscientious. This is the person that does things and finishes.
You made me to laugh. Someone was trying to pronounce that word. I think I saw it in the parliament or somewhere. Conscientious.
Well, and don't get us started with pronunciations, because I hope I'm right about how I'm pronouncing the word. So these are people that start and finish what they do. They are reliable. So if someone scores high on conscientiousness in a personality test, you want that person because they are reliable. Whereas someone who's open, like who has openness to experiences, is likely to be innovative and creative. So usually people that are conscientious don't necessarily, some can be open to experiences, but others focus on what they're doing. And now
when you come with changes and stuff like that,
they feel like they can't change. Then there are people that are agreeable or assertive. The agreeable people, you don't want them in sales. Because the client will say, but this thing doesn't really work like the one I had previously. They'll say, true, it doesn't really. But you see, so they're going to agree on the wrong things. You want them in junior roles where when they are directed by their seniors, they can follow through. And then we also have people that are either thinking or feeling, I've spoken about that a bit, thinking people are logical. They have reason for what they're doing. Feeling people are more empathetic. So they are great because you can put them, in roles where, let's say, a police officer needs to find needs to make sure they get this person to get off the roof and they're suicidal. Those people, we want them because they'll explain and be like,
don't kill yourself.
But someone who's thinking, and Mollen, you've spoken about your personality a few times, and you're a thinker, you'll be like, but can't you see, it doesn't make sense for you to fall down. And the person says, but you don't get how I'm thinking. So there are places for thinkers and places for feelers. I'm not saying any of the personalities are wrong. None of the personalities is wrong, but one can be not fitting for a role.
So in other words, it's this personality or benefit the organization to rightly place
to rightly place people. And with our offerings, Mollen, we come and test you, but we also want to train your managers to understand what the personalities within their teams look like. So if you have a manager, let's say in auditing, for instance, then you have a manager who understands their team's personalities.
Yes.
They'll be able to know where to put someone for planning or for the broader picture.
Wow.
You want someone who's more conscientious because that sets tone for the project.
Yes.
And then when you're putting in someone who is going to be communicating the report, you want someone who's assertive, who can speak up, who can explain to the client, and who's got a bit of feeling, because some clients, you have findings and you want it to sound not too rough.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if a manager is able to place people based on their personalities, then that team is a winning team.
Wow.
It increases efficiency.
Yes.
It increases even effectiveness of what you're doing.
Yes.
And
when you're talking about increase, I'm talking about, I'm thinking someone like me, an accountant, who is focused on, are we making profit? You know, to say, how did you see this process impacting the bottom line of the business? Because when you are looking at that, you are talking about it's an investment.
Yes.
What does that investment yield in the language that people understand? Because I see you were tapping now into profitability. You know,
yeah. And I mean, for all business leaders and business owners, I understand that profitability is the biggest goal.
Yeah.
And we do ensure profitability with this method.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. So in my small team, we've got somebody who is, so I don't want to use these personality terms. Let me just describe the behavior.
Yeah.
So this person, if you tell them this is required today,
they
won't leave the office.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll tell you, please, can I have the phone to book my Uber so that I have an Uber by the time I'm done?
Yeah.
So after that, they will make sure that when they send that email, tomorrow they'll be like, I want to follow up if this person receives the email.
Oh, okay.
So you see, this is a conscientious. But I'll tell you something unfortunate is their proposal that they'll write will have not the best. You know, it's not the best quality of a proposal, but it's been sent out.
It's done.
So now in this case, what do I want as a business owner?
Yeah.
I want things that get done on time. So I know already if I place this person, all I need to do is to improve my proposal writing process, but the human part of the proposal, what a human needs to do is sorted.
Wow.
And then in the same team, we've got someone who is very open-minded.
Yes.
You can imagine when they come in the office, they're walking in, the sun is so beautiful today. That's the kind of talk that they have. Oh, yesterday I had the best day ever.
Yeah.
And this girl who's conscientious is all like,
does that matter?
Yeah, does that matter? We want to do work.
Yeah.
That person, trust me, is the most creative on our team. He has brought in a lot of innovations in the team and in the business that we rely on. So where do we place him? We won't put him on the proposal. We'll put him on the podcast, things that are not directly related to bringing in money now.
Wow.
So how the whole process works in increasing profitability is you put a person where they can excel the most.
Yes.
So that means you're going to get the highest return from that person being in the office.
Yeah.
So it's not you're going to have 25% more in the bottom line. It's going to be what is the maximum capability we can have with the individuals we have in the team.
Wow.
It can be 200% increase.
Yeah.
It can be 40% increase, but it's definitely going to be increased.
Yeah.
And I want to give you another example. For me, when I started the business, Promote Balance, the one thing I was self-aware.
Yeah.
So I knew that if I am going to succeed at this, I need an executor in the team.
Yes.
One of the tests we've used also with your team model is the Gallup strengths.
Yeah.
You can either be a strategic thinker, an influencing person, an executor.
Yeah.
So I'm great at influencing people.
Yes.
I'm great at strategic thinking. I'm the worst at execution.
Yeah.
So you come up with these brilliant ideas, but the person who actually sees it, and that's why you see that conscientious person I spoke to you about was the first employee we had at Promote Balance.
Wow.
Because I realized I've got the ideas, but I don't implement.
Yes.
So I need an implementer that I pass the ideas to.
Yeah.
So I could be like a lot of women out there, men out there, with ideas in their books.
Yes.
Because they cannot execute.
You don't necessarily need to be the executor.
Yes.
Know your strength.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And strategize and put right people in right positions.
Yes.
You know what you are talking about? I feel like rolling it out again with Brendmo and placing people.
Okay, properly. No, we are always willing to help Brendmo and any business out there.
But I think the right thing is the good thing is, Shailendra, especially in some of all of our seniors, you taught us to go through that process, which is very, very important, which I really appreciate, because you can start to see, because I think you remember at some point when we were crying to say, the seniors that we are getting, the right ones, you get what I'm saying. But now when you wrote out that to say, you know what, this is what the company wants, this is how you can forecast the behavior that you want through the use of all the things that we have. It looked like, hey, when are we gonna employ the process all those kind of? But we see the results, which is my advice to people that are in business and you're starting out or you are already in a business. Take time. Really, because it's actually a strategic plan that can help you in the organization to make sure that your people are correctly placed and you are getting benefit and value from them.
No, thanks, Mollen, for that, because it's a testimonial on its own of the processes that we run. And from what you've said, it sounds like you don't need us every day to say we are hiring, bring us this, because you've put it as a strategic point in your business.
Yes.
So you know exactly what to roll out before hiring somebody, take through the tests, then confirm the hard skills, etc. And then now when your next HR person comes, it's just showing them this is how we hire. So I think I just want to highlight the fact that we are very big at passing the skill on to an organization so that you don't rely on promote balance for every hiring that you have. As long as it's the same role, you know already the quality that you need, the behavioral.
That is required.
Absolutely.
For that position. If it is an accountant should be.
Absolutely.
Deadline driven. Yes. It should be.
Yes. So I'm actually really getting goosebumps from the fact that you have embraced this process and made it a part of your business, your human capital strategic moves.
Yes, no, very, very important thing. So now we are wrapping out, Shailendra. There are a lot of people that are watching this conversation, and some of them have 10, 20 employees, or they are starting up. Right? What is the relevant message to each and every one of the people that are really, or even to the people, the employees themselves? What is the relevant message that you have from really understanding the behavioral? Because workplaces are made up of people. Yes, there's a product, but they're made up of people.
I would want to say to the viewers, so Mollen, what I would like to say to your viewers is just one simple formula. Whether you're an individual or a business, you need to have a way to collect data about your behavior or about your team's behavior. Secondly, you need a way to analyze this behavior. Third, you need a way to interpret your behavior. So as an individual, data collection is very easy. Your mother has told you, why are you always slow to get up? Your husband has told you, but how can you forget the meeting of the kids? So you already have the data of your behavioral points. Or if you want to just be fancy, go and take a personality test for free, and just see what it is. How do you then analyze that behavior? Now look at what you are meant to achieve and where you are. I'm meant to be a very successful entrepreneur. Can I achieve it? If yes, well done, which is very few of us can achieve. But if no, do I need to lean on to Mollen? Do I need to lean on to an accounting firm? Do I need to lean on to a behavioral consulting firm? Who complements the behavioral aspects I don't have? And then the interpretation now is to say, okay, we've seen this is my behavior. We've seen these are my gaps. Then what does it mean for me? For a business, it would be, we've seen that we've got great, qualified people. We've seen that we have, a good performance management system that actually tells us where the gaps are. But what does it mean for the greater goals of the business? Does it mean I have to change Teboho, who's in sales, to put Teboho in admin because he's more conscientious and he's more agreeable and less assertive? You know, how do I then team up Teboho with the team in admin, which is struggling to send out quotations on time, sending out, you know, all that. So I think basically, to sum it up, you need a way to collect behavior.
Wow, I really like that one of saying we have a way of collecting
data.
Because many times you know already your weakness and strength.
Yes, you do. But half the time the analysis is the problem, Mollen, because the analysis tells me that, okay, my strength is I'm great at talking to people. But is that what's needed in this role? You know? So we lie to ourselves and say, I'm great at speaking to people. But basically, you're not needed to speak to people. You're a programmer who should be sitting on a desk and programming and not disturbing your team. So the analysis is the worst, even if you know your strengths. But now the interpretation is to say, to what extent is this good for me? So that you make decisions of future abilities or future movements that you need to make.
Wow, I feel like going on and on. This conversation, I think it's so dear to me because I've walked the journey of really trying to understand who do we need for what role. You know, trying hard, failing, trying hard.
I know, but I must say, well done, Mollen. You've done amazingly well with placing the people, at least from what we see and the successes we see online. Whatever you're doing is very people focused and very people oriented. As you said, people are our biggest assets.
Thank you very much, Shailendra, for gracing us and having this powerful conversation that is a make or break to businesses. Really, although we cannot put people as assets in our balance sheet, but those are the core. Very, very important. Starting, and what you highlight, starting from me. You know, starting from the leader. Starting from the owner of the vision of that which is very, very critical. Thank you very much. And we are going to invite you back.
No, I would love to.
Especially looking at a number of what your organization do. Because I've seen that's the pivotal.
Absolutely.
Companies are struggling
with people.
Because
we don't know how to place them correctly.
But
everyone you have, I must just give you the comfort. Everyone in your team currently is great. They're probably just misplaced.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mollen.
Thank you. If you really enjoyed this, please like and share, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out again when we invite Shailendra.